Hello and welcome to Petite Professionals. Today we are going to talk about applying to grad school in the hopes of becoming a clinical mental health counselor. Now, I have been in grad school for a year now, and I want to share some tips and some advice that I think would be helpful to anyone applying to pursue this career. Depending on what school you are applying to, you may need letters of recommendation. Now, make sure when you are reaching out to these people, you are giving them a deadline of when you need these by. So if you need these by like the 30th, I would tell them by the 25th. That way you have some wiggle room in case they are not giving you the letters on time. That way you can reach out to them and not feel so pressured. Also, depending on what school you're applying to, they might have to submit the letters directly to the school, or they might give them to you first and then the school. So make sure you figure that out and give them the correct information of where to send these letters. I would also advise giving them like a paragraph about yourself. Yes, these people know you and that's why you're having them write the letters. But let's say this is a coworker and they didn't know you when you were in college for your bachelor's degree. So maybe just share some highlights of what your GPA was when you were a bachelor student or bachelor's degree, any key highlights that you would like them to know and would be helpful in writing this letter about you. Okay, so I had to write, I think, 4 essays. So these are 3 things I want you to think about and consider before you tackle your essays. One is volunteering. So, what demographic of people do you think you would best serve? What volunteer work have you done with this group? Bonus tip: a person from this nonprofit organization could be a great recommendation letter. So, for example, for me, I've done a lot of work with SODA, Support Alphas Drives Awareness, with nonprofit domestic violence shelters. And an area that I would like to spend time is working with women. And I want to work with so many different types of people, but I definitely have a connection with working with adult women. And this has been really helpful in my essays and just all areas of grad school, all this volunteer work that I've already done. Now, multicultural. How do you approach learning about different cultures and give details? So, you are going to work with so many different types of people, and it is really important to be open minded and understand that you might not know everything about their culture, but you have to be willing to learn and provide space outside of session to learn about that information. Being a helper, why do you want to go into this career? What drives you to serve? So, really marinate on that and make sure that you understand your why. Okay, to tie into essay, there will be typically an interview. I had an interview, it was over the phone. So I wrote on here, ensure you know the following. Know your why. You're going to need to know your why for essay and for interview. And just in general, you should know why you want to invest this time and money. So how will you fit this into your life? So that was one of the questions for me because I am doing grad school online. So I had to know how I was going to be able to effectively add this into my schedule and be successful. How do you work with others in your daily life? What draws you to this career? So keep those in mind and be thoughtful about how you connect with individuals and how you work in daily situations with other people. All right, so that is all I have for you today. Please like this video if you found it helpful, and feel free to comment any questions and I'll get back to you. Have a great day.